Let me bring in Sean Duffy, former Wisconsin congressman, a Fox Business contributor. Sean, first up, did you hear that question, the way it was asked to Joe Biden? That was staged. Certainly sounded like it.
Oh, 100%, Dagan. I mean, this is staged between the left-wing media and Democrats in the Congress and in the White House. But I thought what was more outrageous is the clip that you played of Kamala Harris saying that she was outraged by the Border Patrol. Finally, she's outraged about something on the border. Now, she's wrong at the Border Patrol. She should be outraged about 15,000 people living under a bridge trying to get into the country, and they're admitted into the country and flown all over the country and not sent back home. She should be outraged by that, but she isn't. That was, I thought, the most outrageous comment from the clips you played.
Right, or the fentanyl that's being brought in to the United States from drug traffickers. Heroin and cocaine-laced fentanyl that's killing people from coast to coast. Children, toddlers being dropped over walls, fences by human traffickers. Not a peep about that. I want to ask you this, though, Sean. Today, it was also remarkable what Joe Biden was not asked about. Afghanistan, Hunter Biden, more emails about him and him influence peddling, hundreds of thousands of dollars potentially that Joe Biden owes in back taxes. The National Security Chief, Jake Sullivan, potentially implicated in the John Durham probe involving Sussman, who was charged. The CDC politicizing the COVID booster. I could go on. None of that. Joe Biden got none of that from the press today.
Dagan, being president and having a very compliant media is really easy. But that's not the job of the media. The job of the media is to push administrations and to push leaders. And I think this information that came out from the Durham report, a few days ago, shows the dirty little triangle between big technology, the deep state, and the Democrat Party. They all work together, include together. And we saw they did that to make the Russia collusion, Russiagate happen for 4 years of Donald Trump's administration. But that's what they're doing all the time, every single day, working together to implement policy. This is not a free and open pushing press. This is an external wing of the Democrat Party, and we see that in the briefing room. No hard questions are asked.
You saw it during the campaign, obviously, but this is more insidious because they come across as state media. The way that question was asked about the border to President Biden, it was asked as if something wrong happened with the horses. Again, that is peddling and perpetuating the lie. And so that's where it gets really hideous.
But Dagan, I think it gets hideous when these reporters haven't asked about the border for months. Right? So here you have Border Patrol, to your point, doing their job, pushing migrants back who are trying to cross into the country illegally. They're not whipping anybody. They're using their horses to push people. I've been in those situations where I'm on the streets of cities where horses are used. I don't know if you have or not. But to think that this is the one issue that the media will ask about, but for months they won't ask about little girls being sold into sex slavery, or moms being sold into sex slavery, or parents dying in the desert and leaving their kids alone for the Border Patrol to find. None of those questions are asked. But when they can go after the men and women doing their job to protect the border because of this story of the fake whipping, then they're all in asking Joe Biden about the border. I think the media has been horrendous. And by the way, and I hate to bring up the hypocrisy, but you look at what they did to Donald Trump, the nonstop barrage and haranguing, the mean questions, the follow-up questions by different reporters in the room. It never ended. And Joe Biden doesn't get, and the administration doesn't get any hard questions, to your point, on anything.
One mean tweet from President Trump and the heads of these reporters went off like Mount Vesuvius. They utterly exploded with rage and upset about a mean tweet.
I know.
And now, you mark my words, Sean Duffy, if you mounted police patrols, you will immediately, I saw one article already, there will immediately be a left-wing nut demand to get rid of mounted police patrols in major cities across the country, despite the good they do. And I've talked to police officers about this repeatedly. They know officers on horseback know their neighborhoods better than anybody because people, even criminals, come up to the horses because they like them. That's a story for a different day. Sean Duffy, thank you so much for being here. I will see you soon.